What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the Yankees are still using that torpedo bat, and Jazz literally turned himself into Barry Bonds overnight with this bat. Francisco Lindor, he's also using it. Same with the Minnesota Twins and the Atlanta Braves. They just put in an order so their entire team can start using it as well. It's completely legal. Rafael Devers might have to put in an order for some of those bats as well because he's been reduced to an automatic out ever since he's become a DH. He's putting up historically bad numbers to begin a season. I think he's got 12 strikeouts already. The Red Sox might have broken him. The Rockies had some of the most embarrassing sequences on defense I've seen this year so far, and this kid right here went yard in front of his dad on the same day that his dad was inducted into his own team's Hall of Fame. How could you not be romantic about baseball? So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap, and don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Save yourself 20 bucks off all of your baseball tickets, concert tickets using code Fuzzy. And if you think you know ball, put your knowledge to the test on Underdog Fantasy. All you have to do is download using code Fuzzy, choose higher or lower on any pick'em entry, and that's it. Code Fuzzy also gets you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, a free pick'em. You're welcome. So before we start talking about highlights, two super quick updates. Esteury Ruiz, he was just DFA'd by the A's. He was most known for being the centerpiece of that Shawn Murphy trade a few seasons ago, as well as stealing 67 bags a few years ago. Now, remember, he stole 67 bags before they made the bases bigger and when they introduced the pickoff limits. Like, 67 bags in 2023 is like 90 to 100 in 2025. He also only had a 309 on base. He was that fast. He's also still 26 years old with a lot of talent, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if someone claimed him because he's really good against lefties, but his biggest bugaboo is striking out, and also his reads in the outfield are awful. So let me know if you would take a flyer on 26-year-old Esteury Ruiz. Also, Colton Cowser, he's going to be missing some time. Can we please stop sliding into first base? I'll talk about the rest of this Orioles-Blue Jays game later on, but Colton Cowser, I just wanted to let you guys know if you have him in fantasy, he's done for a while. All right, here we go with the recaps. A pretty cool moment to start this Marlins and Pirates game. Jeff Conine, who they call Mr. Marlin, who is the dad of Griffin Conine, who just made that play of the year a couple days ago. The dad, Jeff, just got inducted into the brand new Marlins Legends Hall of Fame. That's so cool. But we have a cool moment to another cool moment. This was vintage Andrew McCutchen. That's 236 career home runs, just 4 shy of Roberto Clemente. Nick Cortez of the Marlins, he answered right back in the bottom half of that frame. Derek Hill, he can absolutely motor. IKF, he took advantage of a throwing error from the Marlins that got Endy Rodriguez to third base. They called it an infield single. I might have called it an error because, I mean, Xavier Edwards, he is rough at shortstop. I don't know if I trust his skills out there. Andrew Heaney, he's proven that he can still get the job done. The insane catch from Brian Reynolds got Andrew through 5. What can't Brian Reynolds do? I still can't believe that MLB didn't put him in their top 100 players for 2025. Griffin Conine, did he do it? He did. On the same day his dad, Mr. Marlin, gets inducted into the Marlins Hall of Fame. His son clutches up. That's an Oppo Taco to tie it at 2. Hold the damn phone. Don't. Is that David Bednar? He's out there again. Investigate the Pirates. They have to be tanking. Like, I could have told you this was going to happen. A walk-off wild pitch. Miami, they take 3 of 4 from the Pirates. All 3 of their W's were walk-offs, pretty much courtesy of David Bednar himself. Now, real quick, before we show the Rockies' awful defense and the Yankees' torpedo bats extravaganza, Max Meyer, got to tip my cap to him because he had 7 strikeouts over 5 2/3. Remember, he was the 3rd overall pick in 2020. He had an injury that really held him back, but now he's pumping 97, 98. He had 12 swing and misses. Again, before we show the Yankees' second consecutive day of being labeled cheaters and that they're using Combat B2 metal bats, there was a sequence of plays in this Rockies game that actually made me laugh out loud. I almost want to skip to it, but I'm not going to do that because Brandon Lau, he sat back on a looping curveball. It's already 2-0 Tampa Bay. Taj Bradley, I think at one point he retired 11 in a row, but the shutout did get spoiled. Nick Martini and Hunter Goodman both drove in a run, so it looked like a great game in the making. Yeah, cue the clown music or whatever. On all of the websites, they called this a single, so maybe Tyler Freeman just got really lucky or that the scorekeeper just kind of felt bad for him. That ball got booted to the outfield. Tovar tried to throw across his body like he was the coach's son, face full of eye black, just trying to make any play possible, even though there was no chance at getting that guy at home. And if you had to guess what's about to happen next, would your best guess be exactly that? The Rockies made another stupid play. Jacob Stallings threw a ball into the outfield. 2 more runs score. We had another 360 silent shot no scope, try hard play to try and get an out at home plate, no success. And the sad part is, if the Rockies made any of these plays, they might have actually had a game-saving home run. Mickey Moniak, his first as a Rocky. I guess Pete Fairbanks was cool with that home run because now he gets a save opportunity. He blew 98 past Mickey, who's up again. Yeah, sorry, Rockies fans. It's going to be a long year. Torpedo Gate is still going on strong. That's what they're calling these brand new Yankees bats. Hold on a second. The Brewers are thinking that they can win this game. Bryce Terang, he's been really good to start the year. Not as good as the captain. Aaron Judge has 4 home runs the last 24 hours. Look at Jason bowing down to him in the dugout. He's the first Yankee ever to have 4 home runs in the first 3 games of a season. By the way, he's not using a torpedo bat. He does not need it. And I don't know if Ben Rice is using it, but that's an absolute no-doubter. He was one of the unluckiest hitters in baseball last year when he got called up. So if he's getting lucky, if the baseball gods are rewarding him, be very afraid of the Yankees, especially with the torpedo bats. Speaking of being afraid, the Brewers were very scared of Judge, so they hit him with the intentional walk. But you guys got to remember, this is Jazz Bonds. When he's got the torpedo bat in his hand, it's not a great idea to walk anyone and anger him even more. So that is another home run. The Brewers, it's cute that they're trying, but stop it. After Jake Bauers hit a 2-run home run that barely squeaked out, the Brewers did it again. Like, they didn't intentionally walk Aaron Judge, but they basically did. It was an intentional walk because they didn't throw anything close. They were just hoping that he would chase, and for the second time, Jazz made them pay. Aaron and Jazz have combined for 7 home runs and 17 RBIs in their first 3 games. They tie an MLB record, the Yankees, with 15 home runs their first 3 games, which is awesome because we don't have to talk about the fact that Marcus Stroman was buns again at Yankee Stadium. But then again, so is the entire Brewers pitching staff, so maybe it's just a little bit warmer if you're out in New York. Has it been warmer lately, or is it just the bats? Before we move on, I do want to show you guys that Francisco Lindor is also using that torpedo bat. Ryan Jeffers and the Twins also using it, and the Braves, they just put in a full order so their team can start using it. They couldn't do that if it was an illegal bat, so let's stop with the whole torpedo talk. It's old news now. They're legal. Get used to it. Man, if you had money on the Cubs, you probably left this game after the 6th inning to go float in a pool with a nice little seltzer to enjoy your profits. Dansby Swanson hit a 420-foot long ball, and Seiya, he unloaded on Eduardo Rodriguez, pause, for a 2-run home run. 420 feet the other way is ridiculous. Even after the Diamondbacks scratched a few more home, don't worry. Kyle Tucker is going to make sure that your profits are safe and sound. A 3-run lefty no-doubter. So to recap, Matthew Boyd, a newcomer, tossed 5 shutout. Tucker, another newcomer, he's doing some big things. Caleb Thielbar, another newcomer, he's doing big things, but for the wrong team. Yeah, he walked a few dudes, and both of those guys came around to score on this Geraldo Perdomo gapper, and this guy's new as well. This is Eli Morgan, and we know that the book of Eli was definitely not written about him. Lourdes, he flipped the game on its head. It's tied at 6-6. Just an absolute Uno reverse card from the Diamondbacks. Gabriel Moreno broke out the lacrosse stick to hit this baseball. Arizona, they're about to start another rally. What in the 2024 Guardians is this clip? Both Josh Naylor and Eli Morgan were Guardians just 5 or 6 months ago. Josh, he's looking so dang good. Gabby, he was waved home. Fire me up, Josh. I know he had a bad postseason, but I still like Josh Naylor. I'm happy for him. Ryan Nelson, the pitcher, he's now hitting. I faced this kid in high school. He can swing it. And there you go. So they had to keep on bringing in pinch hitter after pinch hitter because they brought in a reliever for Garrett Hampson, and they ran out of hitters. So Ryan Nelson, it worked out. That's the first time a pitcher has gotten a base hit since 2022. He's going to get some love after he scores on an Alec Thomas single. Corbin Carroll, he laced one to deep center for an RBI double that put the bow on a big-time comeback. AJ Puck, he looked strong with 2 strikeouts. No save, though, because they were up by 4. Before the season, Adolis Garcia said that he was going to hit 50 home runs, and after the last 48 hours, he could actually have a chance at doing it. And sorry for cutting a lot of fat out of this game, but I don't think that Red Sox fans want to relive this game anyways. Wyatt Langford, who might have the biggest forearms in baseball, he used that Popeye strength to make sure that Jacob deGrom was not going to get a tough L. And like I said, El Bombe, he might actually hit 50, 431 feet at 108 miles an hour. Plus, Jacob deGrom, he looked as healthy as ever. I mean, if you're not looking, please look at this. This is why the Rangers are going to be an absolute problem this year. He went 5 innings, talking about deGrom, on just 73 pitches, so he's still building up. He held the Red Sox to 2 base hits. He struck out 6 without needing a fastball for any of them. Seriously. Every single strikeout was on the changeup or the slider. And I don't know if they're just going to be splitting closing duties with Chris Martin and Luke Jackson, but that's Luke Jackson's 2nd save of the year as the Rangers are 3-1 on the year. And a super side note, Rafael Devers, he is now 0 for 16 hitless with 12 strikeouts. I think that's approaching MLB records of bad to begin a season. Remember, Stanton once upon a time said he hated being a DH because he felt like he wasn't engaged. His outfield OPS is significantly higher. Same with Yordan Alvarez, despite the fact that we think of him him as a DH. His batting average as a left fielder is 325 compared to a 285 batting average as a DH. Jordan, same thing. He likes playing the outfield. Are the Red Sox literally ruining Rafael Devers by taking him off of third base and ruining the speed of which he's always played at? Because that is a factor. He's been really bad, and maybe he needs to play defense to feel more engaged. We know that the Dodgers haven't lost yet, and neither have the Cardinals. Minnesota, they're trying to put a stop to that. Just like the last game, the losing team scored first. Buxton, he dropped in an RBI in the first, but I think that just made the Cardinals really mad. And I guess you can say the Redbirds were seeing red, sorry. No, but seriously, if this Victor Scott kid is pimping home runs, we might actually be in serious trouble. This is the same kid that stole 94 bags 2 years ago. Brendan Donovan and Nolan Arenado, they started off the third with a couple base hits. Same with Alec Burleson. He kept the hit parade going. That is a stand-up double to make it 5-1 off Bailey Ober. And is this real life? A few more guys got on for Pedro Pages, who pimped it just like Jazz Chisholm Jr., just casually flipped the bat. It's 8-1. Willie Castro, I gotta tip my cap to him because he seems like the only Twin who has done anything to start this year. Obviously, didn't mean anything because Nolan Gorman got that run right back with his first of the year. Steven Matz went the rest of the game, and if you're brand new to baseball, you might not know that you can still get a save if you win by a lot. If you go 4 innings, you can get the save. He allowed just 1 base hit over 4 scoreless frames to end it. His first ever save after Andre Palante went 5 decent innings. The Cardinals, they're a perfect 3-0 this year. San Diego is also a perfect 3-0, which is crazy because they're playing the Braves, so they're trying for a 4-game sweep. And I don't know the full lore of Atlanta, but this has to be one of the worst starts they've ever had to begin a season in their franchise history. I mean, look at what's happening. You can just pencil in a loss. Fernando had an excuse me swing that turned into an accident double, which was followed up by a real double. I mean, Tatis's was a real double as well, but you know what I mean. He meant to hit that baseball. That was followed up by multiple other RBI doubles, and they almost added another, but look at Jared Kelenic doing a great job to track a baseball down and rob Jackson Merrill of another RBI. Skipping to the third, the Padres got right back to the double thing. Xander, he's really swinging a nice bat. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I'm excited for him. I think he's gonna have a big year. Jake Cronenworth, he was running like me when I was a kid going up the stairs like there was a demon behind me or something. I got my water, but hey, I gotta run upstairs now. Here's another one. Jackson, this kid's insane. If you had any doubts about him, he has 5 RBIs in his first 4 games. He's batting over .460. The speedy Brandon Lockridge, he got in on the double party. Fernando, I mean, he wants that freaking MVP. He scorched an RBI single for the game's final run. Yes, he got thrown out stretching for a double, but he's got 7 base hits, 3 stolen bases, and a .530 on base after 2 more base hits and 2 walks. Nick Pivetta, 7 shutout. He has insane break on the curveball and off-speed pitches, and he'll break out that fastball at the eyes to really tunnel well because he wants to make it seem like it's a curveball at your eyes. Nope, it's a fastball. On top of the 7 scoreless, he only allowed 1 teeny tiny little base hit back in the 3rd inning. I'm happy for Padres fans after the offseason that they had. Good for them. They're 4-0. I'm just going to spoil it right now. The Nationals, they did put an end to the Phillies win streak because Josh Bell, who's been awful his entire career versus Aaron Nola, it's a brand new year. Maybe he's saying, new year, new me. That is a 3-run explosion out of nowhere. Nathaniel Lowe, he then grabbed his 2nd of the year. He's batting over .460 with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs his first 3 games as a National. All of that run support was for Mitchell Parker, who was really good. It's not easy to throw a shutout in Major League Baseball, let alone against the Phillies. It wasn't a full-blown shutout because he only went 6 1/3, but 5 strikeouts, no runs against the Phillies, that's impressive. Now, things did get a little bit dicey towards the end of the game, but Cal Finnegan, he saved Brad Lord. That's the Home Depot guy, by the way. He was literally servicing Christmas trees at Home Depot a couple days ago, but Finnegan bails him out. So, yeah. No 162-0 for the Phillies. Here we go. Tomoyuki Sagano is making his MLB debut. The 35-year-old is coming over from Japan. I think he had a 1-point-something ERA last year, and he actually had a little lead to work with after a wild pitch in the 1st inning. But, just like a box of a dozen chocolate glazed Krispy Kreme donuts left out on the kitchen counter when I'm home, yeah, it's gone. George Springer, he stayed back nicely. He did his job and just poked it the other way for an easy 2-run single. Here's the thing, Chris Bassett and Sagano, they actually kind of settled in. They did not allow a single run the rest of their starts. Bassett got some help from his defense. That's a double play to end the 4th, and Andres, he showed why he's a multi-time Gold Glove winner and a Platinum Glover. Sagano tried to go more, but unfortunately, he had some cramping in his palm or his thumb area. Also, his offense couldn't do anything, so he would have lost regardless. Catcher Tyler Heineman, he tattooed a borderline middle meatball. That's a solo home run as Jeff Hoffman, he secures his first save as a Blue Jay, and Chris Bassett gets the W. He had 7 strikeouts over 6, by the way, so he was good. This next game ended in a 6-3 score, but you would have never known that if you would have tuned out after the first 5 innings. Every single human was retired before this swing. Elliot Ramos, he was able to square up an outside slider and somehow pull it over the left field wall to ruin the perfect game for both teams. He just has unreal raw strength. This is a nice piece of hitting from Jung-Hoo Lee. He slaps one the other way to make it 2-0. And Matt Chapman, he really rubbed some salt in the wound for Nick Martinez. Ramos, he wanted another base hit, but Nick Martinez had a little web gem up his sleeve. Martinez, he looked like a pitcher straight out of MLB The Show. We call this the pitcher wall. Just spins around and makes the behind the back no-look grab. Robbie Ray, he was perfect through 5 before Gavin Lux ruined his bid at a perfect game, and there goes the shutout. Austin wins. He has some sneaky pop for a catcher, and this right here, this next clip had me ready to run through brick walls. Matt McClain, he was so good when he first debuted in 2023. I think he missed all of 2024. He makes it back-to-back home runs. He makes that Cincinnati lineup so much deeper. Adames, he did it the boring way. He snatched that run right back for San Francisco, and Elliot Ramos, he caught another barrel for another screaming base hit. Do not be shocked at all if Elliot Ramos has a 130 OPS plus as, wait, Camilo Doval, he's out there. A 1-2-3 inning for the save. The Giants, they win by 3. You could tell that Jonathan India is a former infielder. Like, if you've never played outfield, you just don't know that the reads off the bat in the outfield is so much. Man, it's tough out there if you've never done it. Carlos Santana was given a free double, and after making it to 3rd on a sac fly, he advanced again, which is crazy because that's Hunter Renfroe. You can run on him, I guess, but 4 years ago, you wouldn't even think about running. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I might need a medic because my heart can't handle another extra base hit from Kyle Manzardo versus another home run. He has 4 extra base hits already this year. All of them have been against lefties. Like, that's insane. Tanner Bybee, he was back. He was supposed to be the opening day guy, but he missed it with a stomach ache, and he even tweeted and confirmed that it was not Chipotle, so leave Chipotle alone. He only had 2 strikeouts, but allowed just a single run. Gabriel Arias, he gave Tanner another run to work with, and that's why Cleveland just will not give up on this kid. A middle infielder going 400-plus feet the other way with elite bat speed. I mean, that's not easy. Royals fans, they'll tell you how hard it is to go the other way in their own ballpark. Daniel Schneemann, he's adding a home run. He walked 3 times before this at-bat. So I think Cleveland is now top 3 in slugging percentage to start the year, and they all seem a little bit thicker as well. Like, they just put on a little bit more muscle. Bobby Witt and the Royals tried to mount a comeback. He had a single, and then Renfroe, he took a walk with the bases loaded. But Clase wraps it up, and Cleveland, they take the series. As you can see, Brian Wu is basically 1990s Pedro Martinez against the A's. I think he's got a sub .6 ERA against them for his career. Now, it's not going to go up by a whole lot, but it is going to go up on this Tyler Soderstrom opposite field Tater. Tyler's trying to make sure he never goes back down to Vegas, their AAA squad, because that's 3 home runs and 4 extra base hits in his first 4 games of the year. JP Sears understood the assignment. That lead seemed to fuel him as the game went on. He had a couple of strikeouts. He doesn't throw very hard, but when he locates, he's really hard to hit. Brian Wu, he kept up basically pitch for pitch aside from that Soderstrom home run. His day is done after 6 innings with 5 strikeouts, and he actually might have a chance at a W now. Julio put the team on his back, which is something that Mariners fans haven't been able to say a lot when it's been the first half of a season. That should count as 2 home runs, 441 feet to the upper deck. He's got a home run, I think 2 or 3 stolen bases, and it took a few days, but Andres Munoz collects his 2nd save of the year. He earned one on opening day, which seems like forever ago already, so they split the series. The A's won 2, the Mariners won 2. I'm not sure what's going on with the saturation of these White Sox games. They look really weird to me, but you guys probably don't even notice these things. The Halos, they made quick work in the first. They scored 1 on a Jorge Soler sac fly, and then Moncada, he grounded out, which, by the way, if you beat out a double play, it's called a fielder's choice. If you're new to baseball, that's not an RBI. Nothing to explain about this next swing. I didn't even realize that Nick Maton was on the White Sox. Like, maybe I did, but I just kind of forgot about that. His solo home run came a few moments before the former Angel tied it. Matt Thaiss, he drove in Luis Robert Jr. Yoan! Man, Anthony Rendon might have, like, spontaneously exploded if he was out there trying to make that play. Now the Angels, they had an easy go-ahead double taken away by the White Sox outfield wall. Just, it was a little too short, and Davis Martin, he showed some guts. He finished 6 strong innings with 0 earned runs. Now, he did allow a few, but they weren't his fault. Super random question for you guys. How many people do you think went to this game? Well, if you look at this go-ahead home run off the bat of Kyron Paris, you might count like, what, 100, maybe 50 people out there in left field on a Sunday. Kyron, he developed that Aaron Judge slow leg kick. He had a really good spring, and he could be a dude if he keeps this up. Kenley Jansen now has 449 career saves, 1 away from 450. Mike Trout, he has been playing, by the way. He's 1 for 10. Gotta get going, GOAT. And there you have it, another recap in the book. Thank you guys so much for supporting the series. If you enjoyed, do me a couple favors, leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new, send it to a few friends if you think they would like these videos, and also don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. All right, there we go. Enjoy the web gems.
Ground ball to third, charged by Chapman, and Chapman makes the tap.
And shot to second. Great play, Donovan. He'll throw to first. That one goes off of the pitcher, third base. Bouncing ball toward the middle, moving after it. Renifo, off balance in time.
Oh, what a play by Volpe. Wow. Thanks.
And this is